Hey crafter, scraps to stunning. There are so many reasons to love this card that I'm going to show you how to make. Do you have pattern paper that you want to use but you don't know what to do with it? Scraps of pattern paper, perfect for this. It's a quick card. It stands up. They're going to love it. Let's head down to the crafting table. Let me show you how to make this. Let me show you this card. Oh, it is adorable. Look at these colors. We'll talk later about this card, but I just want to show you how it stands up. So easy to create. You only need one piece of pattern paper. And guess what? There's a surprise. There's a note card on the front. Let's get busy. The first thing you need is grab that piece of pattern paper. It's just a piece of pattern paper. Can you believe it? Grab your trimmer and we're going to make some score lines. So you need an 8.5 by 5.5 and we're going to do these a couple score lines. You only need 4. So we're going to slip it in and we're going to score first at 2. Now remember, a little tip here, when you're working with pattern paper, it is thinner, and so you don't want to apply as much pressure, right? The next one is going to be 3 1/8. The next one is going to be 5 3/8. Let's open up our arm if you're working with the Stampin' Up one. So let's move it over to 5 3/8. And remember what I've said, that is just 1/8. So we have 5, we have 1, 2, 3. That's 1/8 before the half mark, right? So let's go ahead and score that. And then we're going to score at 6.5. And guess what? That's it. That's it for scoring. The next thing we want to do is sometimes it's very difficult to see on the score lines, right? So you have to feel for them, okay? So we're just feeling for our score lines. I can feel one right there, just kind of creasing it just a little bit. I can feel one right there. And now we're going to turn it over to the side that we want. So this is laying flat and we're going to fold it over to the right and then find this one and fold it. Bring in that bone folder. Let's give it a good crease. Now on this one, we're going to take this one on the left. We're going to fold to the left, fold back to the right. So we're going to give everything a really good crease. We're also going to flip it over, give it a good crease. And look at that. It folds perfectly for your envelope. It stands up perfectly. Look at that. Does it get any easier? No, it doesn't. Now let's decorate this. Now, what I have done is I have cut this little note card that goes on top. And this is just 10.5. We're going to score it at 5 1/4, and it's 2 inches wide. So we are going to put that right here. Let's get this decorated though. I want to show you the pattern paper I'm working with. You see all these scraps that I have in here? This is perfect for this card. And this is called Gathering Together. I'm also using this new stamp that we have coming out, Creative Haven. Oh my goodness, look at all those beautiful stamps. And I'm going to use this one right here. So what I did is I used that paper and I just cut out some little scraps and I'm just going to put this right on the top. So let's go ahead, bring in our silicone mat. I'm going to bring in just a little bit of some tape from a tape runner. And I'm just going to line it up right here at the top, just to give it some interest. Look at that. I didn't have to stamp. So easy, right? Now next I'm going to, once again, I just cut out some leaves. But look at what I did. I used the bottom edge of the paper so I didn't have to cut that out. That's just another tip that works so well. And I'm just going to line this up just like this. I also cut out another little leaf just to fill that empty spot. We're going to put that. Now look at that. Look at how pretty that is. Just pops, right? Next, we're going to bring in that pretty stamp I told you about. Let's go ahead and stamp that message right in the center. So because this is a large stamp, I'm going to go ahead and take the ink pad to the stamp and just tap, tap, tap. Make sure I get it really inked up. Now I'm just going to put it right in the center. And look at how pretty that looks. Don't you love that? You can see how quickly this comes together. Now I'm going to take my Knight of Navy and I'm going to stamp a little message right here on the inside. And it's just, you're the best. So tap, 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 straight down and straight up. That way you don't get that little halo around. And now we can go ahead and we can just add this right to the front of our card. Look at that. Oh, so pretty. We're going to give this a good crease just to make sure that it really is down. And I'm going to go ahead and use some wet glue just so I can wiggle, wiggle if I need to. Pick this up. We're going to lay this flat and just center it. Now, you can see that this paper has some gold in it, right? So the way I'm going to decorate this side is I'm just bringing in some gold paper and I'm going to add part of the scraps from that patterned paper. Just lay that down just to pick up that gold color and make it pop. And now all we have to do is add this to the side panels. Oh. Now these panels in size are, the bottom one is 2 by 5 1/4, and then we just go down a little bit and we do 1 3/4 by 5. Now you can make the borders bigger or smaller depending on the size, but look at that. Oh, I'm obsessed with this card. It's so easy. And if you have some last minute Christmas cards you need to make, or maybe you're having some staff meetings and you want to surprise them with an easy card, look at this. So beautiful. But wait, there's a surprise. There is a card underneath here. So you don't have to decorate the back of this so you can write on it. Plus people can see it, right? You can just add this little card and your message is protected. No one can see it. And it stands up perfectly. What do you think about this card? The easiest card ever that uses scraps, right? Now remember to stay with us because we have another card. We have 2 more cards to discuss with you that you're just going to love. But here is for our second card. Now, we are going to use Nest of Winter. We have lots of scraps in our envelope here. Everyone loves Nest of Winter. And for our sentiment, we'll be using Unbounded Love. But to make it easy, we went ahead and we just cut out our scrap pattern paper and we will be adding it to our base card. Now, this time we used cardstock as our base card. You can use cardstock or you can use the pattern paper, and the pattern paper is nice and sturdy once you put those panels on it so you don't have to worry. But let's go ahead and get this scored. Remember, our first score line is at 2. Now you do have to push a little harder because this is cardstock. And then we're going to score at 3 1/8. We're going to score at 5 3/8. And then we're gonna open our arm and we're gonna score at 6.5. And that's all you have to do. How easy is this? Can you not see you making just 10, 15 cards very quickly? Yes, you can. So the first thing we want to do is look at where our score lines are. And we have a score line here, so we're just going to find it. And on the right-hand side, we're going to fold to the right. And then we're going to find the next score line and fold to the left. Now let's give that a good crease. Crease it on the top and crease it on the bottom. Now on this side, we're going to find our score line, and we are the first one, and we're going to fold to the left and then fold back to the right. And we have our card. So easy. Fits perfectly in the back. Do you see that? You open it up and it stands up, which we all like, right? We like our cards to stand up. It folds very nicely to go in the envelope. Now let's extend this and let's do a little designing. Are you ready? Well, we know we need a card, right? So we have our card already cut. And I want to remind you, all the measurements are listed over on creativemomentsbyg.com. Simply go to my blog and look for the picture of this video, and we'll have the measurements below. Copy and paste into a document, and you're done. Now, we've decided to decorate this with just some of this beautifully striped paper, which was, what? A scrap. That's right. So let's go ahead and just lay this down over the top of our note card. And we are using just a design of dies that we have, countryside corners. And we simply stamped our sentiment right on top. Look at that, so pretty. We're gonna add that right to the center, just like that. And we're gonna go ahead and add it on some dimensionals. So I took the backing off of the dimensionals, but I kept them in the center of this design because it's going to go over just a little bit. So let's go ahead and just get it centered, top to bottom, side to side. And we cut out a beautiful bird. Let the pattern paper do the work for you, right? We're just going to add this just like this. Look at how pretty that is. Oh, just gorgeous. Now I'm going to go ahead and lay it flat because I already have this popped up. So let's go ahead and just put some tape right here on our birds. And get our little birdie put on this beautiful image. So pretty. Now that's going to go in the middle, but let's decorate the side panels. We have our 2 panels for the side. And we once again use that cute little die set to cut out an image. Now you could use a rectangle, you could use a circle, you could use whatever you want. But let's go ahead and pop these up on some dimensionals. Okay, so we have these and we're just going to center them. We have already taken the back off our dimensionals. I'm using my grid on my craft table to line these up. And now we just cut out some of the beautiful designs on the pattern paper. And we're just going to add it with some tape just to make it stick. Let's go ahead and add this to the front of our card. We're going to add a little bit of glue on the middle part, which has a note card in it that makes it so functional, right? Now, another little tip. When we are cutting out images, that have white around them, it's always a good idea, if you can, to put them on a white background. That way you don't have to worry about cutting all the little areas inside. So that's just another little tip, if you haven't thought about it, to make your crafting so much easier. And now we decided to add a little card on the back. Look at this cute little bird that we added. So let's just stick him down with some tape. We're going to add him, and all this does is even make it more stable, right? You could just put the little bird right here, but we're just going to go ahead and add this with some tape. And like I said, it makes it even sturdier than if you didn't have this on there. Now, we will have to cut a little bit off there. So we'll just snip it off. A little bit here. And there we have it. Look at that. Look at that. Stands up perfectly. Oh, so pretty. So take a moment and let us know, which is your favorite of the two cards that we made today. Oh, just love this design. Let's look at the other cards. Remember I showed you this one? Oh, I just love this. I love this little tag that we just stamped on there. We added a little orange heart. You open it up and we have the flowers right there. Stands up perfectly. Now I used some Halloween paper only because it was so bright and vibrant on that. But look at that. And finally, here we go. Look at this beautiful card. So pretty. Now this one doesn't have a note card on it. But look at that beautiful wreath. Look at those beautiful rhinestones. So pretty. Which reminds me, let's go ahead and add some rhinestones to this one to make it really pop. Now look at what we're going to add. Look at these beautiful rhinestones. We're just going to slip this out and we're going to add some red cherry ones. So we're just going to take your pick tool and look at that. It just makes it pop, right? And look at that. Just made it pop a little more, right? Okay, so scraps to stunning. Use that pattern paper. And this particular card only takes one piece of pattern paper and 4 score lines for the base card. It just doesn't get much easier than that. Well, Maudie and I hope that you were inspired by this design and that you take a moment to like and subscribe and share with those crafty friends of yours so that we can get this video out there. We certainly appreciate all that you do for us and we hope that you like this video. And so go out and make it a fantastic day. And until next time, Maudie and I wish you lots of creative moments. Bye-bye.